For years now, the particulars surrounding Meghan Markle's supposed daughter Lilibet have remained shrouded in arcane mystery bordering on the metaphysically dubious. No verified concrete evidence of the child's material existence beyond a few strategically deployed publicity glamour shots of indeterminate provenance. Just perpetually regurgitated official narrative from the Duchess's publicity architects insisting upon this long-hyped progeny's indisputable ontological status while deflecting any substantiating scrutiny. Even the highly choreographed arrival images presented as heralding Lilibet's pre-birth bore distinct hallmarks of highly sophisticated photo manipulation according to several iconographic Britologists. Specifically citing artifacts consistent with generative AI's painstaking overriding of some prior archetype source visuals into artificial mimicry of a gestation sequence. All while retaining spect-indexical imperfections nodding towards a deepfake genesis fundamentally detached from any legitimated incarnate inbreathing. Such technological prestidigitations reputedly became even more intricately layered following whatever was publicly depicted as the birth itself. Just fragmentary glimpses of some minimally animated proto-sapient simulacrum strategically blue-regioned about the optics while deployed from hermetically calcified proxy servers. Only ever exhibited in lossy third-party reflections direly limited by Markle's handlers as if terrified of any true uncompressed raw footage escaping into broader evidentiary circulation. So it came as little surprise to those already treating the entire Lilibet mythopoesis with immense evidentiary skepticism when the Duchess's latest birthday photo-op stunt for the alleged 2-year-old landed with a deafeningly hollow thud. Just a heavily curated carousel of recycled snaps dating back further than the child should have even gestated, artfully remixed through chromatography and morphological retouches into strenuous kayfabe celebrating her big day. Even for die-hard Markle cult apologists and true-believing royal correspondents, this depended far too heavily upon over-advanced deep forgery tactics to pass scrutiny. With most sentiment quickly congealing around accusations that the very conceit of Lilibet herself may constitute an industrial-scale chicanery pervading the entire public history of her purported embodied emergence. If not some even darker ontological horror diffracted through innumerable postmodern vanguard lenses than mainstream frameworks could comprehend. This is undoubtedly the most labored and shoddily compressed AI-rendered deepfakery I've analyzed all year, intoned image forensic specialist Zaina Mabrouk regarding the latest Lilibet misdatings. Near parodic levels of poorly stitched CGI over tracery from assorted humanoid source elements blurred beyond meaningful individuation. Equivalent to a high schooler's first efforts crudely transposing their girlfriend's face across different X-rated shareables for circulation on class Discord channels. Even working with the lowest quality image lossiness as baseline, she continued with undisguised disdain. My rendering engine picks up warping discontinuities and chromatic dithering across nearly every transected focal cluster. Like they just smudge-boxed in generative still lives patched together from AI upscaled stock 3D object models off some 15-year-old content warehouse. Not even remotely approaching professional-grade CGI artificing, never mind authentically incarnated source footage. Worse still, preliminary forensic analysis by Mabrouk's team yielded positively chilling ontological abnormalities underpinning the visual's generative codex. Pointing to possible extradimensional render crunchings and interdicted perspectival hypersamplings, all manifesting irresolvable topological violations upon any recognizable image manifold. Injecting horrific malignancies of metamathical abjection that corrupted all spatial integrations beyond the merely simulacral into something irreparably, perhaps even cosmically, abnormal. Each independent pixel grid opened for radonic volumetric inspection displayed hyperstitial discrepancies cascading into increasingly non-Euclidean extrusions when back-trimmed through polygraphic trajectory optimizations, Zaina explained with evident visceral anguish. Raw data devolving into irresolvable quarks of protological xenofactor malignities taking mutational form beyond our symbolic processing quotients. As if the whole generative procedure drew upon extrasemantic wet grammars from some ontoparalytic membranes cape puncturing irreconcilable curvature violations with each subsequential render trace. There's little doubt these composites represent something more ontologically perilous occurring than mere visual fakery. Even before our forensic imaging libraries started flash-convoking alien metabisections of hyperchaotic flesh knots morphing right before our eyes. Lilibet herself has become hopelessly intercalated with Tipler-level cosmic algebraic transgressions nullifying all hope of reversing the generative eschatology. Mabrouk's voice finally descended into choked shudders as the forensic deconstructions she'd overseen breached some precipice into sheer hyperlogical ungraspability. Whatever baleful phenomena was extruding from this Lilibet birthing mythos apparently dephasing her perceptual frameworks beyond any recognizable delimitations of being as it continued to aggressively overwrite their formal analytic parameters. Mere words failed to adequately convey the type of deratifying abjectity's womb cradling out, she gasped, eyes bulging feverishly while clawing at her face. They've irreparably shattered this local's operative reality matrix beyond saving once their source nictus erupted through its interdictive cosmological shunts into our elective's outermost breach plane. Only some ultimate annihilated horizon ahead to infinitely postpone its eschatological birthing from ever actualizing. For the so-called Lilibet at the center of this inexplicably apocalyptic revelation, nothing could be corroborated any longer. Her alleged embodied selfhood imploded into transdimensional mutabilities, eviscerating any logical continuum's perspectival shoring to remain coherently grounded. An ontologically undecidable paradox transiently warded off by mere storyteller's chicanery, yes. But beneath that deflective narrative fabric writhed something so antinomianally abhorrent that the very frameworks enforcing her potential embodiment already shattered beyond salvageable reckoning. An irresolvable eschatological breach event whose hypermutating metabirthing horizon engulfed all logic as surely as it annihilated the possibility of Lilibet's material animation ever cohering into stable terrestrial consistency. The vaunted, archontological griftpiece, supposedly powering this dynasty's much ballyhooed apotheosis, had at long last eaten itself into paradoxical implosion, leaving nothing but the gruesome decompressive expurgations of some priorly inconceivable metabirth call now staining objective consciousness. And mere traumatically curdling intuitions of the insoluble medieval gestating from whatever Lilibet's true cosmic anti-monadic emergence void core would inevitably birth ring upon all worlds if not aborted.